Most beginners don't lose money in P2P because of the market. They lose it because of avoidable mistakes that anyone with common sense should see coming. But here's the problem. When you're new to peer-to-peer trading, your brain tricks you into thinking you're being smart while you're actually setting yourself up for disaster. Today I'm going to show you exactly which mistakes are killing your P2P profits and, more importantly, how to stop making them before they cost you serious money. I'm not here to sell you anything or show off fake screenshots. I'm here because I've watched too many beginners get burned by the same predictable errors over and over again. And the worst part? Most of these mistakes are completely preventable if you just know what to look for. Let me start with something that might surprise you. P2P trading looks incredibly simple on the surface. You see an offer, you click buy or sell, you transfer money, you get crypto. Done. But that simplicity is exactly what makes it dangerous for beginners. Because underneath that clean interface, you're dealing with human psychology, payment systems that can reverse, platform rules that most people never read, and counterparty risks that can wipe out weeks of profits in a single bad trade. The real problem isn't that P2P is inherently risky. The problem is that most beginners approach it like they're shopping on Amazon. They expect everything to work perfectly. They don't prepare for things to go wrong, and they make emotional decisions when pressure hits. But P2P isn't shopping. It's more like negotiating with strangers who have their own agenda, using payment systems that weren't designed for crypto, on platforms that have strict rules most people ignore. Here's what usually happens. A beginner sees someone making money with P2P, decides it looks easy, jumps in without understanding the basics, makes a few small profits, gets overconfident, then gets hit with a chargeback or frozen funds that erases everything they made plus more. Sound familiar? The truth is, most P2P mistakes come from lack of structure, not lack of effort. Beginners work hard, they research prices, they try to find good deals. But they're missing the systematic approach that protects them from the human element and payment system risks that make P2P different from every other type of trading. So let's dive into the specific mistakes that are probably costing you money right now. Mistake number 1 is chasing the highest price without checking trader history. Here's how this usually plays out. You're looking to sell your crypto, you see someone offering a price that's significantly higher than everyone else, and your brain immediately says take it. But there's almost always a reason why someone is offering more than market rate, and that reason is usually not good for you. High price offers often come from traders with poor completion rates, traders who are fishing for personal information, or worse, traders who plan to reverse the payment after they get your crypto. But beginners see that extra $50 or $100 and their judgment goes out the window. Instead of chasing the highest price, look at the trader's completion rate, their total number of trades, how long they've been active, and their average response time. A trader offering market rate with a 98% completion rate and thousands of completed trades is infinitely better than someone offering premium rates with sketchy history. The second major mistake is releasing crypto before confirming cleared funds. This one kills more P2P profits than almost anything else, and it happens because beginners don't understand how payment systems actually work. You see a payment notification on your phone, you assume the money is in your account, you release the crypto, then a few days later you discover the payment was reversed or the funds were frozen. Different payment methods have different settlement times and reversal windows. Bank transfers aren't actually final when they first appear in your account. Mobile money payments can be disputed. Even cash deposits can be problematic if they're made with fraudulent bills, or if the depositor claims they never made the transfer. Before you release any crypto, you need to confirm that the payment has actually cleared through your financial institution, not just appeared in your mobile app. This means calling your bank for large transfers, waiting for settlement periods to complete, and understanding the specific risks of whatever payment method you're using. The third mistake that's costing beginners serious money is using personal bank accounts incorrectly. Most people use their everyday checking account for P2P trading without thinking about the consequences. But when payment disputes happen, your entire account can get frozen while the bank investigates. Suddenly you can't pay your rent, you can't access your salary, and you're dealing with compliance departments that don't understand crypto. The smarter approach is using dedicated accounts that you can afford to have temporarily frozen. This doesn't mean you need multiple banks, but it does mean keeping your P2P activities separate from your essential finances. It also means understanding your bank's policies around crypto-related transactions and staying within their guidelines. Mistake number 4 is poor communication inside the trading chat. Beginners either provide too much information, too little information, or the wrong type of information. They share personal details that scammers can use against them, they're vague about payment confirmations, or they're rude when things don't go perfectly. Professional P2P traders communicate clearly, professionally, and only share information that's necessary for completing the trade. They don't get into arguments, they don't share personal financial information, and they document everything in case disputes arise later. The 5th major mistake is ignoring platform rules and dispute processes. Every P2P platform has specific rules about acceptable payment methods, required documentation, dispute procedures, and user conduct. But most beginners never read these rules until something goes wrong. When disputes happen, the platform doesn't care about your side of the story if you didn't follow their procedures. They care about evidence, proper documentation, and compliance with their terms of service. Traders who understand and follow platform rules win disputes. Traders who ignore them lose money even when they're technically in the right. Mistake number 6 is trading emotionally or in a rush. P2P trading rewards patience and punishes impulsive decisions. But beginners often trade when they're stressed about money, excited about profit opportunities, or rushing to meet personal deadlines. These emotional states lead to poor judgment, skipped safety checks, and acceptance of risky deals. The most profitable P2P traders treat every transaction with the same methodical approach regardless of how they're feeling. They have checklists, they take time to verify details, and they're willing to walk away from deals that don't meet their criteria. Now let's talk about the silent profit killers that most beginners don't even notice. These aren't dramatic mistakes that cause immediate losses, but they're slowly eating away at your profitability over time. The first silent killer is poor fee management. Every payment method has fees, every platform takes commissions, and some traders pass additional costs onto their counterparties. Beginners often focus only on the exchange rate, while ignoring the total cost of completing a transaction. A deal that looks profitable on the surface might actually lose money when you factor in all the fees involved. Before accepting any trade, calculate your total costs including platform fees, payment processing fees, withdrawal fees, and any other charges that will reduce your profit margin. Many deals that look attractive initially become break-even or losing propositions once you account for all the costs. The second silent killer is time wastage. P2P trading can be incredibly time-consuming if you don't approach it systematically. Beginners spend hours researching individual deals, messaging traders who don't respond, dealing with incomplete transactions, and handling disputes that could have been avoided. Your time has value, and if you're spending 6 hours to make $50 in P2P profits, you're probably better off getting a part-time job. Efficient P2P traders have systems that minimize time investment while maximizing successful completion rates. The third silent killer is chasing small spreads in competitive markets. When everyone is offering similar prices, beginners often waste time fighting over tiny profit margins that barely cover the risks involved. It's better to wait for genuine opportunities than to grind out minimal profits on deals where everything has to go perfectly just to break even. The fourth silent killer is deal selection based on convenience rather than quality. Beginners often choose trades based on payment methods they prefer or times that fit their schedule, rather than selecting the highest quality counterparties. This leads to higher dispute rates, more failed transactions, and increased stress levels. Quality traders are worth waiting for, even if it means using less convenient payment methods or adjusting your trading schedule. The extra effort you put into finding reliable counterparties pays off through smoother transactions and fewer problems. The fifth silent killer is burnout from overtrading. P2P trading is mentally exhausting because you're constantly evaluating risks, managing counterparty relationships, and staying alert for potential problems. Beginners often overtrade in an attempt to maximize profits, but this leads to decision fatigue and increased mistake rates. Sustainable P2P trading means finding a volume level that you can maintain without compromising your judgment or risk management. It's better to do fewer high-quality trades than to burn yourself out chasing volume. Let's talk about the risk versus reward reality check that every beginner needs to hear. P2P trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not passive income. It's not a guaranteed way to beat market rates. It's a skill-based activity that rewards consistency, patience, and systematic risk management. Most successful P2P traders make modest, steady profits by avoiding losses rather than chasing big wins. They understand that protecting their capital is more important than maximizing their returns. They're willing to walk away from profitable-looking deals if the risks don't make sense. This doesn't mean P2P trading isn't worthwhile. It means your expectations need to be realistic. You're not going to make life-changing money overnight. You're not going to avoid all problems and disputes. You're not going to win every trade. But if you approach P2P systematically and prioritize safety over speed, you can build a sustainable source of additional income. The key is understanding that P2P profitability comes from risk management, not profit maximization. Traders who focus on avoiding big losses tend to outperform traders who focus on chasing big gains. This is counterintuitive for beginners who assume that more risk equals more reward. But P2P markets don't work that way. So what do profitable P2P traders do differently? They follow systems instead of emotions. They document everything for their own protection. They scale up slowly as they gain experience. They prioritize platform compliance over convenience. Profitable traders treat P2P like a business, not a hobby. They keep records, they analyze their performance, they learn from their mistakes, and they continuously improve their processes. They understand that small improvements in their systems can lead to significant improvements in their results over time. They also understand that saying no to bad deals is just as important as saying yes to good ones. They have clear criteria for acceptable counterparties, acceptable payment methods, and acceptable profit margins. When a deal doesn't meet their criteria, they walk away without regret. Most importantly, profitable traders prepare for problems before they happen. They know which payment methods are most likely to be reversed. They know how to document transactions for dispute resolution. They know how to communicate with platform support effectively. They're not surprised when things go wrong because they've planned for contingencies. Let me give you some simple safety rules that every beginner should follow without exception. First, never release crypto until payment has actually cleared through your financial institution, not just appeared in your app. Second, only trade with counterparties who have high completion rates and significant trading history. Third, keep detailed records of every transaction including screenshots, payment confirmations, and chat logs. Fourth, never share personal information beyond what's required to complete the trade. Fifth, understand the dispute process for your platform before you need it. Sixth, use dedicated financial accounts that you can afford to have temporarily frozen. Seventh, stay within your platform's rules even when it's inconvenient. Eighth, start small and scale up gradually as you gain experience and confidence. Ninth, have clear exit criteria for deals that aren't working out. 10th, treat every counterparty professionally regardless of how they treat you. These rules might seem overly cautious, but they're based on real problems that happen to real traders. Following them won't guarantee profits, but it will help you avoid the most common ways that beginners lose money in P2P markets. Here's my final warning and encouragement. P2P trading can be profitable, but only when done correctly. Most beginners lose money because they rush in without understanding the risks, they prioritize speed over safety, and they make emotional decisions under pressure. But here's the encouraging part. Every mistake I've described today is completely avoidable. You don't need special software, expensive courses, or inside information. You just need patience, systematic thinking, and the discipline to follow proven safety practices. The biggest favor you can do for yourself is to slow down. Take time to understand platform rules. Take time to research counterparties. Take time to verify payments. Take time to document everything properly. The few extra minutes you spend on each trade can save you from losses that wipe out weeks of profits. Stop trying to optimize for maximum profits and start optimizing for minimum losses. Stop chasing the best deals and start focusing on the safest deals. Stop trading emotionally and start trading systematically. These mindset shifts might feel like they're limiting your potential, but they're actually the foundation of sustainable P2P profitability. Remember, you're not competing with professional traders who have years of experience and dedicated systems. You're just trying to make some extra money without losing your shirt. That's a completely achievable goal if you approach it with the right mindset and methods. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing because I share realistic, no-hype content about crypto safety and P2P trading. I'm not here to sell you courses or promise you riches. I'm here to help you avoid the expensive mistakes that most beginners make. Here's my question for you. Which of these mistakes have you made before? Drop a comment and let me know because your experiences might help other viewers avoid similar problems. And if you're just getting started with P2P trading, bookmark this video and come back to it before you make your first trade. Your future self will thank you.